This is a great topic. This is a topic that it could have its own podcast.
Yeah, it's opening a new door to our
It
new
really
world.
is. It's a big topic. So I'm going to try to just keep it very concise. I think what's really happening is we had a sexual revolution in the 60s and 70s, right? And people were exploring beyond these very restrictive, very limited parameters of monogamous, marriage, male-female marriage, like very, very regimented, very limiting in many respects. People wanted to explore, right? And so now we have a culture where, because of all these online dating apps, it's like swipe culture is one of the terms that I've heard a lot, which has created a mindset that we're kind of just jumping from one situationship into another, right? Instead of really knowing the basis of connection, communication, right?
Situationship. I love that one.
Yeah,
Situation.
situationship, right? Right. It's a real thing. And so I love talking about the difference between, traditional, what I call serial monogamy, which is what I see in the modern day culture where people are just jumping from one pseudo committed relationship to another before they've even really gotten to know each other, right? Like, let's be real. When we enter a relationship, the first 6 months to a year, that's the honeymoon phase. That's where people are still wearing their masks. They're on their best behavior. We don't really know each other yet because we haven't been through some type of situation, some type of crisis, some type of challenge, something where we really know how we're going to respond, where we really know whether or not there is compatibility, right? It's all just chemistry. It's all just chemicals, which is no different than being intoxicated. Being intoxicated is not the best time to make decisions or create commitments. And yet this is what we do culturally nowadays in our dating scene, right? So of course it's not really working. So then a lot of people have found polyamory, or just, we'll call it polyamory, right? Or open relationships as a way to explore sexually, right, without the limitations. However, the tricky part, and this is where the ethics of it really come into play, is quite a few people have used this as an avenue to not be emotionally available, right? To not be really clear with their communication, to not be open to a deeper relationship. And this has been a place for a lot of people to hide who are commitment phobic. And so this is where the ethics are really important to address, because polyamory can work. Open relationships can absolutely work, but I've seen them predominantly only work and be healthy when when all parties involved are mature, right? So emotionally mature, physically mature, they know who they are, where there is clear, healthy communication, right? Everything's on the table. Everything is really, there are no secrets, there's no lies, there's no hiding, there's no betrayal. It's all very clear and mature communication. And I've seen it only work when emotional connection and emotional vulnerability is present. Because when it's not, then that's something different. That's not a relationship. That's just a hookup, right? And a lot of people, they fool themselves, right? They don't want to do the work. It's scary to be emotionally vulnerable. It's scary to look at all these patterns and wounds that we've been carrying with us from relationship to relationship throughout our lives. It takes responsibility. It takes work. It takes determination. It takes time. It takes a lot of courage. Not everybody has that. So at the root of ethically navigating these more what we consider alternative lifestyle choices or relationship options, the very root of it is it requires your own healing work, right? It requires integrity, taking responsibility. It requires honesty. So I think that these type of relationships are very possible. I don't see them functioning as well as I'd like to. I'm just going to be clear from personal experiences. Um, I don't always see them work out very well, but I have seen some that are very successful and that seem very happy, even if it's just for, a few years at a time. And it's because these elements are in place: the communication, the honesty, the clarity, the emotional intelligence, the emotional connection, and the vulnerability. Those have to be present in order for it to truly be a relationship that is ethical. And I mean, the way I look at it is our relationships are how we really get to know each other and connect and know ourselves, right? And grow. We really deep, intimate relationships are an amazing, transformative crucible, right? For growth, for healing.